The Supreme Court's majority today appeared likely to side with gun owners who are challenging Hawaii's ban on carrying a gun on private property that's open to the public without specific permission. NTD's Arlene Richards reports on the arguments before the court and some of the justices' questions.
3 Hawaii gun owners with concealed carry permits say the state is still restricting gun possession and carry even after a recent Supreme Court case. They say a new state law places restrictions on when and where they can carry their guns, violating the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment states that the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The Hawaii law prohibits them from bringing a gun onto private property that is open to the public, unless the property owner gives them specific permission to do so. Much of the arguments Tuesday centered around whether Hawaii's law applied national traditions or only those unique to Hawaii. Justice Brett Kavanaugh questioned whether the state had accurately applied previous Supreme Court cases.
The court's cases have started with the text, which declares an individual right. And then in Heller and in Bruin, the court has elaborated on it. Of course, there's, as there are with all rights, as Heller said, some exceptions. But those exceptions, to be recognized, must be historically rooted. Deep tradition, a broad tradition, widely recognized, commonly recognized, not isolated examples, particularly not ones from the Black Codes, but even apart from that, not isolated examples.
Justice Neil Gorsuch wanted to know why the state relied on the Black Codes, which were restrictive laws passed by Southern states after the Civil War to restrict the freedoms of Black Americans.
I struggle to see what relevance laws that are outliers, and in Bruin we're not supposed to consider outliers, that they're put aside under our test. We're looking for the mainstream and a significant tradition. And you rely very heavily on an 1865 Black Code law in Louisiana.
At the end of the day, it was unclear which way the court would rule, but considering that several of the arguments and questions centered around the court's reasoning in a similar gun law case, the majority appears to be leaning toward not allowing the Hawaii law. Arlene Richards, NTD News.